The AS1 motor retraction system has been designed specifically to work with the ASPS1, ASPS2, or the AHT-NP1 power supply unit. Please note that the AS1 motor retraction system will only work with the ASPS1, ASPS2, or the AHT-NP1 power supply units. Both units contain a computer that are in constant communication with each other and are monitoring the status of the system. This kit contains one AS1 motor retraction unit, one red and black wire harness, one RX magnet mount, one drilling guide, one replacement dogging tail, one clevis pins with E-clip. First, remove the head cover plate and remove the cover mounting bracket and set it aside. Next, slide the main mechanical unit out of the push bar housing and remove the push bar. If you have a fire-rated device, your unit will not have a dogging tail. Use the replacement dogging tail included in your kit by placing the end of the dogging tail into the tube and putting one of the clevis pins through the holes and attaching the E-clip. If you have an older fire-rated device, you may have to drill the holes yourself. Using the included drilling guide, place the drilling guide into the end of the tube, making sure that the holes are at 90 degrees with respect to the base plate. Using a 3 30-second drill bit, drill a pilot hole using the guide. Then remove the guide, and using the pilot hole, drill through both sides of the tube using a 3/16 drill bit. Then you can attach the replacement dogging tail. If you do not have a fire-rated unit, you will need to remove the dogging assembly. If you have an older unit, you will need to drill out the 2 rivets holding the dogging assembly to the base plate. If you have a newer unit, these rivets will be screws, and you will need to remove them to remove the dogging assembly. Next, bring the motor retraction unit to the back of the device with the forks facing the dogging tail and lightly depress the bar so that the dogging tail is between the 2 forks of the motor unit. Then, put the clevis pin through the holes in the motor mechanism forks. Secure the clevis pin with the E-clip. Next, seat the RX magnetic mount into the dogging tail. Ensure that the magnetic mount is pushed back as far as it will go on the dogging tail and tighten the screw set. The set screw does not need to be tight, just enough to hold the mount in place. Now, depress the mechanism and ensure that the RX magnetic mount is not colliding with any other part of the motor unit or mechanical unit. If you need to, adjust it slightly to ensure that it does not collide with any other part. Next, reattach the push bar, ensuring that the 2 guides in the push bar are properly seated into the slots on the mechanical unit. Depress a few times to ensure that the bar is working properly and is free to move. Then slide the unit back into the main body housing, starting with the rear of the motor mechanism and then the base plate for the mechanical unit. Reattach the mounting bracket for the head cover plate, followed by reattaching the head cover plate. Connect your bar to one of the prescribed power supply units and activate the bar to ensure it is retracting properly. Please also ensure that the RX light illuminates on the motor mechanism board when you retract the bar. Once you have ensured that everything is functioning properly, your installation is complete.